Greetings Gothlings, welcome to gothgirljournals. I'm Mina and I really appreciate you joining me today. Today I'm going to be doing a part 2 of Frostbound Forest. If you haven't seen part 1, I made this box and a whole story that goes along with it, so you can check that out. It'll be linked in the playlist below. But yeah, just like another look at the box. It's the bottom. This is a kit from Giggle Glitter Graphics. It's also linked down below. Sorry, I have no nails, so me opening boxes is a fun exercise. There we go. Okay, so inside, this is dried now, so I'm just going to reshape it a little bit. But inside there's 2 compartments. One is going to be holding the junk journal that we're going to make today, and then we're going to make a whole bunch of other goodies for the other side. So don't worry about this. I know it's caving in and stuff. I'm going to reshape it, and I'll show you what it looks like after. It's just got a bit warped from the glue, but it is entirely fixable. So today, I'm going to be carrying on with the story and doing the junk journal and the first few parts of the junk journal, of the stuff that goes in. This is Mina coming to you from the future. This is what you're going to watch me make today. I just want to quickly show you, and then we'll get into the story. So this is the junk journal. As you can see, it's got a hidden spine, or a floating spine as some might call it. Then when we open it up, we've got a letter here, which I've sealed with a little Velcro dot. And you open it up, and it's a nice little letter there. We've got a little, almost like flip book thing of all the things we need to take, that you can kind of tick off. So that goes into this pocket. Then here we've got the start to our story on the first page of our journal. And then, this is the journal. It's got 4 signatures. A signature is just a page folded like this. And then this is the back. So it's all squishy now, but it will fill up nicely as the story progresses. And then this goes into our box here. It fits perfectly. There is something that's going to go here. Or actually, I think this might be for taking it out. I think so, yeah. And then we close it. And that's today. Let's get crafting. Welcome to the Fable Foundry. I do hope you enjoyed today's story. Frostbound Forest, Part 2. Aaron turned the letter over in his hand. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. On the back of the envelope, it said, Aaron Solis, independent ecologist and field researcher, Cardleaf Cottage, Rowan Hill Estate, Hallowbrook, Lysandra Province. And in the top left corner, there was a sigil. It was a tree showing its roots at the bottom. And around the top it said, Arcanum Institute for Ecological Research. The Arcanum Institute for Ecological Research was one of the most prestigious institutions that studied flora and fauna and everything else that Aaron was very interested in. It had been his lifelong dream to work there one day, so seeing this letter, holding this letter in his hand, he felt very, very excited. Slowly, he opened the envelope and removed the letter. On the back was again the sigil, special stationery that the Arcanum Institute used for sending out special letters. At the top it said, Arcanum Institute for Ecological Research, advancing the understanding of our magical world. It was dated 2nd of Silanth, year 743. Aaron Solis, on behalf of the Arcanum Institute for Ecological Research, I am delighted to formally extend an invitation for you to join our field research initiative in Evergreen Forest. Evergreen Forest? Aaron hadn't heard of it before. Your recent publication, The Unseen Forces, a study of symbolic magic in flora and fauna, has garnered significant attention among our researchers and has demonstrated your exceptional expertise in the study of magical flora and fauna. This is where Aaron paused a bit. He hadn't actually studied proper magic. His publication was more, theoretical. He continued to read. Ever-season forest, with its unparalleled biodiversity and unique seasonal magic, has long been a subject of fascination and study for our organization. However, its mysteries remain vast and largely untapped. Your skills and insight make you an ideal candidate to contribute to our understanding of this extraordinary ecosystem. To support your research, we are pleased to offer you accommodations at our secluded cabin within the bounds of the forest. The cabin is equipped with the essentials to ensure your comfort and independence during your stay. You will also find a curated collection of texts and tools to aid your work. The solitude and tranquility of the forest will provide you with the perfect environment to immerse yourself in your studies without distraction. We look forward to seeing how your findings will deepen our understanding of Ever-season Forest and contribute to the Institute's mission. Please reply at your earliest convenience to confirm your acceptance and to discuss any specific needs you may have for your research. With great anticipation, Dr. Silas Thorncroft, Director, Arcanum Institute for Ecological Research. Aaron folded the letter gently and placed it in the envelope and into his pocket. He would go to university today. However, he would go there to let his classes know that he would be going on a field trip. When Aaron arrived home later that evening, he fed Felis and immediately sat down to write a letter back to Arcanum Institute. Dr. Thorncroft, it was with great pleasure that I received your letter. You were most kind, and I was humbled that you had read my recent publication. I very gladly accept your offer to do research at Ever-season Forest, and I am able to begin immediately. Please let me know all of the details so I can set off as soon as possible. Warmest regards, Dr. Aaron Solis. He placed the letter into an envelope, addressed it, and put on a stamp, then headed outside to put the letter into his postbox. It would be a long few days waiting for a reply, but it would be worth it. As it turns out, the wait was a little bit longer than what he expected, and he found himself very agitated. He was finishing off teaching his last few classes, but then decided to ask his assistant Ambrose to take over, which he was more than happy to do. This seemed like a good idea at first, and like time would pass quicker, but what ended up happening was Aaron just went home and paced his house. Even his kitty Felis was looking at him, thinking, what is going on? He decided to distract himself with some light reading about the mating habits of bees. The reply to his letter arrived 3 days later. He was so excited that he could hardly contain himself. The letter was quite detailed, with a map and directions on how to get to Everseason Forest and where to find the cabin. It also included a train ticket. He decided he would set off the very next day and wanted to make a list of all the things he should take with him, lest he forget something. First thing was clothing and gear that he would need. Sturdy hiking boots, lightweight but durable jackets, sweaters for cool evenings, comfortable shirts and trousers, hat for sun protection, gloves for handling plants, raincoat and waterproof pants, and multiple pairs of warm socks. Cabin essentials: sleeping bag and pillow, matches and fire starter, compact cooking kit, non-perishable food supplies, refillable water bottle, first aid kit, medicinal potions, lantern. Study equipment: notebook and pencils, magnifying glass, plant press, vials and small jars for samples, tweezers and small scissors, sketchbook and watercolor set, field guidebooks for plants and animals. He would also need some miscellaneous items, like personal journal, map of the forest, pocket knife, backpack, a small crystal or lens for detecting faint magical auras. This was a gift from his father. Notebook dedicated to unusual sightings and observations. He was happy that the Institute provided a basic overview of the cabin he would be staying in their reply letter to his acceptance of the job. Cozy and equipped for research, it should be easy to settle in and start gathering data immediately. The next morning, he got ready and set off on his journey. He would drop Felis off at his assistant's house, Ambrose, who had looked after him before and absolutely adored him. Next, he would take the train into Everseason Valley and then hike into Everseason Forest to the cabin. It will be quite a way, but he was ready for it. After he got on the train, he decided to take out his journal and write in it. He wanted to document the adventure right from the beginning. He took out his pen and began to write. The invitation arrived just as the last of my paper was sent to press. A strange and serendipitous timing. The Arcanum Institute for Ecological Research has extended an offer to study Everseason Forest, and I find myself both humbled and intrigued. A place where the magic of the season persists in perfect harmony, untouched by time. What more could a researcher ask for? The promise of solitude to observe, to record, to learn. It feels like a dream, yet the weight of it is very real. The journey ahead is daunting, but the quiet allure of the forest pulls at me, like an unseen force. This could be the chance of a lifetime. He put down his pen and started to think about all the events that led up to him being on this train. He decided to think about it and really take it in. Was he finally going to see magic for the first time? He hadn't heard of Everseason Forest. Could this be the place that he had been searching for his whole life? The Arcanum Institute has various resources and a bunch of researchers working all around the globe and finding interesting and magical flora and fauna. Maybe with their far reach, they had found a place that he has yet to uncover. They had given him only a little bit of information about the forest, but he already was very, very intrigued. He picked up his pen once again and wrote, "The forest is set to change dramatically with the seasons, revealing rare and magical flora and fauna. Will it be as stunning as the stories say?" I hope you guys enjoyed part 2. Please join me for part 3. Farewell.